Africa. Africa is a continent filled with diverse cultures, economic opportunities, natural resources, and immense wealth. The African economy is booming, fast growing, and slowly becoming one of the most attractive markets in the world. Africa is a resource-rich continent with natural resources available in abundance. International business observers have also named Africa as the future economic growth engine of the world. Foreign investors seeking opportunities need look no further than Africa. Projections have shown that the African economy would reach a GDP of $29 trillion by 2050, which positions Africa as the second fastest growing economy in the world after Asia. And it is set to be even better. With a fast-growing tech ecosystem led by some of the most brilliant and innovative minds in the world, and a groundbreaking entertainment industry, the African continent is set for even better projections in the future. We will look and rank the top 10 richest African countries on the continent. And we would do this by comparing the group with domestic products GDP, which is the value of goods and services produced by a nation in a given year. The data we would use for this purpose of this ranking is data from the International Monetary Funds. Don't forget to smash a like on their video and share it with your friends. You can also subscribe to the channel to access more entertaining and intriguing content like the one you're about to watch. Number 10. Ghana. Ghana is one of the largest economies in Africa and the second largest economy in West Africa. The country is recognized for its mass production of cocoa and is the second largest producer of cocoa in the world. With a fast-growing tourism industry, Ghana is slowly becoming a hub for tourism in Africa and around the world, with some of the biggest music festivals holding events in the country. Ghana is also the #1 producer of gold on the continent, producing over 100 million metric tons on a yearly basis. The country has been experiencing a recent economic boom. This is because the country has been able to create a fantastic business environment and opportunities for investors. Along with great policies, a growing private sector, and transparent regulations, the Ghanaian economy has been on the rise. Ghana's GDP stands at $73.8 billion and is projected to increase by 3.20%. Number 9. Tanzania. Tanzania is becoming one of the most attractive investment destinations for foreign investors seeking business opportunities in Africa. Tanzania has experienced 20 years of steady and sustained economic growth and is one of the 10 fastest growing economies in Africa. This sustained growth saw Tanzania go from a low-income country to a middle-income country. Agriculture, mining, tourism, manufacturing, livestock, and fishing have grown the country's GDP to $77.5 billion with an annual average of 7% growth every year. The country has one of the most stable political scenes on the continent, alongside an abundance of natural resources. These factors have been key to ensuring the growth of the Tanzanian economy and maintaining its position as one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. Number 8. Ethiopia. For over a decade, Ethiopia has enjoyed an annual average GDP growth of 11%. This is regarded as one of the fastest economic growth rates in the world this past decade. Agriculture, mining, manufacturing, transport, financial services, and tourism contributed to growing Ethiopia's GDP to $105.3 billion. Their premier airline, Ethiopian Airlines, is the biggest airline in Africa, generating $5 billion in revenue. Agriculture, however, is their major source of income and accounts for 46% of their GDP. Among other factors, growth was led by capital accumulation, in particular through public infrastructure investments and foreign direct investments, as reported by the World Bank. Number 7. Kenya. Kenya is prominent around the world for its expansive landscape and intriguing wildlife. Kenya experienced growth in the country's GDP after being slowed down by the pandemic, with the World Bank reporting a growth of 6%. Horticulture and tea are the two biggest drivers of Kenyan economy, generating revenue of $1.4 billion. The Kenyan GDP stands at $114.858 billion and is projected to trend 5.40% by 2024. Mining, tourism, energy, forestry, fishing, and manufacturing also contribute to Kenya's economic growth. Number 6. Angola. During the first decade of the 21st century, Angola's economy was one of the fastest growing in the world. We reported annual average GDP growth of 11.1% from 2001 to 2010. With the GDP standing at $124 billion, Angola is one of the richest countries on the African continent. The manufacturing industry contributes over 60% of Angola's economy, with crude oil, diamonds, refined petroleum products, coffee, sisal, fish and fish products, timber, and cotton as its primary export goods. The country is estimated to generate $26.1 billion in revenue by 2023. Number 5. Morocco. Morocco is considered a relatively liberal economy, governed by the law of supply and demand. It is the fifth largest African economy by GDP and the most competitive economy in Africa, with a GDP standing at $124.035 billion and generating over $37 billion in revenue. Services contribute to almost 60% of Morocco's economy, with processing, high-tech, food processing, leather goods, textiles, construction, tourism, automobile manufacturing, and rock mining as their main industries. The country generated $32.2 billion in 2020 from exports alone and is the chief exporter of clothing and textiles, automobiles, aircrafts, parts, electric components, inorganic chemicals, transistors, crude minerals, fertilizers including phosphates, petroleum products, citrus fruits, vegetables, and fish. Number 4. Algeria. Algeria's economy is primarily driven by its oil and gas sector, with its petroleum, natural gas, and petroleum products generating $56.5 billion in 2022, with its GDP standing at $193.601 billion. The Algerian economy has been experiencing steady growth and is trending towards 4.7% growth in 2022. Services contribute close to half of the Algerian economy. Number 3. South Africa. South Africa is an upper-middle income economy, one of only 8 such countries in Africa, and is the third largest economy in Africa, the most industrialized and technologically advanced economy in Africa. With a GDP of $435.550 billion, driven heavily by private services and industry, and an estimated growth of 1.1% in 2023, it can only get better. South Africa is the world's largest producer of platinum group metals, gold, chromium, etc. Other main industries include automobile manufacturing, metalworking, technology, machinery, textiles, iron and steel, IT, chemicals, fertilizer, foodstuffs, manufacturing, and commercial ship repair. Its major export products are gold, diamonds, wines, iron ore, platinum, non-ferrous metals, electronics, machinery and manufactured equipment, motor vehicles, fruits,
various agricultural foodstuffs, and ground and air military hardware. with exports generating $108 billion in 2017. Number 2. Egypt. Egypt's 2030 has seen a revitalization of the country's economy. The country is the second largest economy in Africa and is ranked 33rd in the world, with the GDP standing at $469.094 billion, which is expected to increase by 4.38% in 2023. The economy is driven heavily by the private sector, which contributes 54% of the economy. Their main industries include hydrocarbons, construction, cement, metals, light manufacturing, textiles, food processing, tourism, pharmaceuticals, and chemicals. Their main export products include crude oil and petroleum products, cotton, textiles, metal products, chemicals, and agricultural goods, with exports generating $45.2 billion in 2021. Number 1. Nigeria. Nigeria is recorded as the giant of Africa. It is the most populous nation on the African continent and the 7th most populous nation in the world. With a GDP of $514.076 billion, Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa and the 27th largest economy in the world. Nigeria is Africa's most attractive economy for foreign investment. Its economy is heavily driven by the oil industry, which generates more than 90% of the country's export earnings. With a fast-growing tech space, the Nigerian tech scene has experienced a heavy inflow of investment funding. The Nigerian entertainment industry is also the largest entertainment industry in Africa, producing some of the biggest musicians on the continent like Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, and the like. The main industries of the Nigerian economy, however, are cement, oil refining, construction and construction materials, food processing and food products, beverages and tobacco, textiles and footwear, pharmaceutical products, wood products, pulp paper products, chemicals, ceramic products, plastic and rubber products, electrical and electronic products, base metals, iron and steel, information technology, automobile manufacturing, and other manufacturing industries. There you have it, folks. These are the 10 richest countries in Africa. We appreciate your feedback as always, so let us know what you think in the comments section. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel to enjoy more entertaining content like this one. See you on the next video. Cheers.